This bloke's been talking mad all right? Saying that he can beat me in a 1v1. And we haven't seen each other in 2 weeks.
Because he was ducking me after I beat him.
Yeah.
Oh, look,
I haven't even played fantasy before.
It matters what happened last. What'd you do last?
They won the NBA Cup last year.
Exactly. Okay. And guess what? If we just had the NBA Cup banner, that would be more banners than they've earned in their whole existence of their franchise.
It's a trading
Dude,
league.
he crashed out.
Because you're making it a trading league by trading.
I'm not the only.
Look. He crashed out and wrote this on Instagram. All right.
Oh, Maron, what are you doing? Hey, like, comment, subscribe, share, do everything you gotta do, man. It goes a long way, trust me. You like my shirt? Get straight into the episode.
Hey everybody, welcome to Nothing But Net. My name's Hectic Fred. That's Winston over there.
Yo.
That's Flax.
Howdy.
All right, and I'm wearing a Lakers jersey for once because Bronny James is not on my team anymore. He's on the South Bay Lakers. He can stay there all he wants. And a lot's happened in the NBA since our last episode. I don't know what these morons are laughing at.
I'm glad you didn't pick up on it because you would have killed.
Howdy. Bro, Muppet. We're back, but we're back.
We're back.
It's been a week.
We had 1 week.
Flax went to Melbourne and just hid there for a week and said,
He actually
"Screw
dogged
the
us. He
podcast."
said, "Yeah, I'll be back Wednesday, brah," and he was not back Wednesday or Thursday. And
then he's like, "Let's record on a Saturday."
Then he went to Coldplay play 3 times after saying we'll record on Saturday.
So, nah, bro, we're not doing a Saturday, you
Well,
Muppet.
mate.
You said Wednesday.
Look, I tried to accommodate myself, and these boys couldn't accommodate Saturday.
No days
It's not
off,
my
mate.
fault.
No days. It's literally
You were
your fault.
locked
You were
in,
in
brother.
Melbourne
Look, I was back.
on Saturday.
You went to Coldplay on Saturday.
Sunday.
Bro, we record on Tuesdays or
Friday.
Wednesdays.
Unlucky.
Hey man, this bloke sold. The salesman.
Everyone,
sold.
message him on
Like
Instagram
Embiid
and
today.
abuse him.
Like Embiid today.
Yeah,
sold.
like him, sold. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
sold.
Good.
A lot's happened, guys. A lot's happened in the NBA world. A lot's happened in our fantasy world. A lot is just happening everywhere.
Just in the world generally.
Just in the world, man. This Donald Trump won since the last time. You know what I
He's
mean?
the president.
And we're about to break down the election.
Hell yeah.
Who won in
Kamala
2017?
Harris
Golden
lost
State.
Pennsylvania because... That's what... Oh, man. It's just... A lot's happened, bro. A lot's happened. I reckon, if there was an NBA player that voted for Donald Trump, who would it have been? Like, who's the most likely to have voted for Donald Trump?
That's a good question.
Ooh.
I reckon,
What's the legal
like,
age to vote then? 18 or 21?
I reckon, you know what? I think like Jimmy Butler would vote for Donald
We're
Trump.
like-
Dude, I would have guessed, bro. I don't know why. Like, I reckon the Euro
Yeah.
guys all voted for Donald Trump. Like, I reckon Jokic 100% is voting for Donald Trump.
Do they even vote in it?
They
Are they
can't.
American citizens?
Yeah,
Are they?
I reckon they are.
No, I don't think. I don't think they.
I don't think they
I don't
would
think
be
Jokic
voting.
is an American citizen.
way.
I think they have like visas and that.
He can barely
Yeah,
speak the
mate, I
language.
guess
like-
so. Maybe that's true. I thought you just automatically get like
Yeah,
a
I don't
special
know.
type of citizenship if you're playing. If you're
Maybe.
a professional athlete.
I've never been one
Like,
before,
let's
so
look
I
at
don't
like
know.
Rondé,
I've never been a professional athlete.
Rondé Hollis Jefferson, for example, he's
Yeah.
not actually of Jordanian descent, but Jordan, the country, are like, nah, this guy looks like Michael Jordan. He sort of plays like Michael
Yeah.
Jordan / Kobe Bryant. Let's make him Jordanian. He gets a special type of citizenship to be
Yeah, but
eligible
that's like for
to
the,
play for him.
that's for
Far
like the
out.
smaller countries that like don't have any athletes and they get one big athlete.
Yeah,
and then
that's. I don't
they
know.
get
I
their
just
15
assume
minutes
they
of
have
clout
some
saying-
sort of American citizenship if they're working for like a team like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm.
I'd say-
Anyways.
But that's the political breakdown. Onto the NBA.
Oh no, I was going to say my player.
Yeah, go.
It's
Give
not
it-
a
yeah.
European player.
Give us your player.
I reckon one thing's for certain. Kat definitely voted for Kamala Harris. And Donald Trump, I reckon. I just feel like Jimmy would have voted for Kamala too.
Yeah, Jimmy just seems like that
You
guy.
know what? I reckon Luke Kennard. I reckon he voted Donald Trump, bro. No,
So
no
random.
particular reason.
What about Joe Ingles?
Joe Ingles, bro. If Jokic doesn't have citizenship,
Yeah.
then Joe doesn't. Bro.
Literally.
But you know what? Joe definitely votes bloody liberal, mate.
Well, I'm just like, I'm trying to think of a player, and I'm like, they're probably all voting for Kamala, but she got like no votes, so that doesn't really make sense.
Got dominated, bro.
Yeah.
But you know who is dominating? Nikola Jokic, bro.
Yes, sir.
A man that's got 3 MVPs. He's on his fantasy team.
number 1 draft pick in the league.
Number 1 draft pick.
For good reason.
He is on.
Bring him over to my team.
No.
He is on, brother. I wouldn't even accept. He could have offered his whole team. I'd still say no.
Yeah.
All right.
No, he's going.
But here's the
nowhere.
thing.
I'm sorry.
Here's the thing. He's 0-3. Be quiet. All right. 0-3.
Oh, you beat me last week, didn't you?
No.
Oh, that's what I thought.
That's why I went missing in Melbourne. Bro.
Yeah, that's the real reason Flax didn't come and record the podcast.
He
He didn't
was
want to face
ducking the
music.
smoke and he's going to lose to Winston and then me in
No, you
back-to-back
got the
weeks.
Flaxman curse. All right, calm
And
down.
and it's still not going to be enough.
Still early in the
Anyways,
week.
Nikola Jokic on his best stretch of his career
Yeah.
so far. It's crazy considering the guy's won 3 MVPs and he's on the best stretch of his career so far. He's trying to rack his brain to find out, to figure out if he had a bad game or not. And the game that he said he played bad, the guy had 41 points. So the guy is he's breaking records right now. I've never seen a run of like triple doubles like this. Not even from maybe not even from like prime Russell Westbrook. Like this guy's getting like 15 assists and 18 rebounds and then like 40 points, bro. Has he even versed the Lakers yet? Imagine what he's going to do to us since he loves it. I don't think he's versed us. So I can't wait to see what this man does against the Lakers because we just have no answer for him. And yeah, if he's doing this stuff I just can't wait to see if he can keep this up, bro. This is an unbelievable run of games in terms of efficiency, stats, winning. Like, they had a really rough start to the season, and he's just single-handedly turned that around.
And that's what I was going to say as well. Like, the Nuggets as a team, they had a rough start to the season. So, like, to be putting up these numbers after a bumpy start, that just makes it even more impressive, right?
Yeah, I've seen something that they've been doing because Russ was struggling the first few games.
Yeah.
The guy had the worst field goal percentage to start the season ever, in terms on his volume at least. Now, here's the thing: they've been doing inverted pick and rolls. If you don't know what that is, it's where the guard acts as the big man and the big man acts as the guard. But the thing with Russell Westbrook, something that he's very special at doing, is he's just athletic like a big man. It's like he's a big man because he's still got that athleticism in terms of catching globs and stuff.
Yeah.
But he's got that speed of a guard, and he's still pretty strong. So they're using him as a screen setter in a lot of actions. And because he's acting like the big man, it doesn't really F up their spacing too much. And that's since they've started doing that a lot more, they've been getting a lot of success. And the pick and roll with him and the pick and roll with him and Nikola Jokic has just been too OP.
Yeah.
I've seen so many plays where it just works out. And it's from the few Nuggets games that I've watched, and I didn't really watch the games at the start of the season. It's only when they started doing badly that, like they were like 1-4, whatever. Then I started watching a couple.
Yeah.
Then they started, I had to go back and see what they were doing wrong comparison to now. They're doing this a lot more. And Nicola's but the guy, he's too good of a teammate where he's not aggressive unless he has to be.
Yeah.
He's not always looking to score the ball every touch unless he has to be. And he got to the point where he has to be aggressive and he has to pretty much be that number one option and stop facilitating as much. Even though he's getting 15 assists a game, the guy, every time he touches the ball, he's trying to do something.
Yeah.
And that's why he's successful. That's why the team is becoming more successful, and I'd love to see if he can keep it up.
Is he the best player in the league?
Right now, for sure.
He has to be.
Yeah.
He has to
For, over this season, I don't think it's close between him and second.
Who would you have at second?
This season so far,
Just like
Shea
hard to
or
say,
Tatum.
Yeah.
Look, just
And that's me saying this. I freaking hate the Celtics. But Jason has been, Tatum's, even though he had a bit of a blunder today, he's been the Celtics' best player by far,
easily.
I think. And I think him or Shea are for 2 and 3 right now. That's the biggest Luka Doncic fan saying that.
Yeah.
He's off to a, characteristically, he really does this a lot. Slow start, but it's a bit slower than he's ever started just because of the making the finals way shorter off season.
Yeah.
No, just in terms of like fantasy points, he's 200 points above everyone else. Above
Nikola?
like Tatum's the next best guy.
Yeah.
Like he's just been so good. And now they're 7-3. They've only lost to, I think it was the Thunder. They lost to us, up the Clippers. And I think they lost to Minnesota as well. They've lost to pretty decent teams. And then they also have beaten the Thunder. They're 7-3. So, like, there's a chance this guy could go on, take him. I think he's winning the MVP race right now.
Ooh.
And then,
definitely.
Right now he is.
right now, at least. And obviously, we're early into the season. Like, we're 1/8 into the season. There's plenty more ball to go.
And look, it sucks because, like, he should not have won it last year and it still pisses me off.
Yeah.
And now he's going to win it a fourth
Yeah.
time. Him getting 4 MVPs puts him in insane conversations.
Exactly. And
Like, he's going to be in best big man of all time conversations.
the
now,
issue, like,
if he wins a fourth.
not that he's like European or anything, but it's like people haven't been like putting him into that conversation, even though he's won a
all.
chip.
He's only won once.
He's won one chip, but he's gotten the accolades of MVP. You know, like they haven't put him in conversations where probably he should be. And maybe after this year, if he does, and even goes on to win a chip again, maybe like when does the conversation start? Maybe.
Well, eventually it's undisputed. It's like, yeah.
It's like
It is though. Like eventually you're not going to be able to argue with all the accolades. I think, especially if you can win that second championship and then obviously 4 MVPs. That's where it really starts to add up. I feel like one championship, it's a bit like, all right, but can you do it again? Yeah. I think the second championship probably puts him in those conversations more than a 4th MVP, to be honest.
Yeah, I think winning MVP doesn't really weigh as much as it used to. I think just the way everybody votes it in, like it just doesn't. I just don't think it's got the same amount of weight as it used to be. And in terms of the MVPs, there are big men that have more MVPs and more. Like Kareem, he's gonna struggle to get past Kareem in the top center of all time voting. I know a lot of people put Shaq in that number 1 spot or Kareem in the number 1 spot. Like I think for the totality of their career, it's gonna be really hard for him to get past Kareem because Kareem is if you ask the majority of people who their best center is, ever is, it would probably be Kareem.
Has to be
in terms of career. Then there's always the conversation of, but prime Shaq. You know what I mean? Even though I think prime Hakeem was better, it's still, that's a conversation. I think the primes he might not crack into just because every one of those centers had that defensive aura to them as well. Yeah. He doesn't really have that. Yeah. But in terms of career-wise, if he keeps this up for another 5, 6, 7 years, then wins another championship, wins another MVP, he's going to be in some crazy conversation.
And if we're talking 5 to 7 years, he's got so much time to win more than one more MVP as well, plenty of time. And at the moment, he's easily the best player at the moment. So, it's not out of the question at all that he wins it this season and then a couple more in the coming seasons as well.
Who do you reckon can combat it? Obviously, AD's having a crazy season, but he's, is he injured? He's
playing tomorrow.
He's playing tomorrow, but, in terms of other players, other big men at least, who's close to him? As I said, AD's probably the only one I can think
the
of.
only thing that's going to hold him back from winning it this year is voter fatigue and is record. But then again, record, it just doesn't make sense that Luka didn't win it last year because Jokic just won it from 6th before. Yeah. And Luka won it from the 4 seed he should have won it last year because he was higher than. His stats were the best, and his record was better than what Jokic's was a few years back. Yeah. So if Jokic is 6th again, they're not going to vote for him. If he finishes top 4, I still don't think they're going to vote for him. He wins it if he does this the whole year and then finishes 1 or 2 seed in the West. Which is possible, but I feel like it's going to go to. I just have a feeling if the Celtics get a 65-win season, it'll probably go to Jason.
That's what I was going to say.
If he keeps playing like this, or Shea.
Well,
if he gets the 1 seed, then that's going to put that's a second 1 seed in a row. He's going to average 31 on a good efficiency. He loves the number 31, that bloke. I think he's going to be in that conversation too. I think for some reason, I just don't think, unless Luka picks up his game and starts doing what he was doing last year, he's not going to win it this year.
And I think that's the thing, with Tatum as well, with as you said with Shea, Celtics are probably going to be the number 1 seed in what appears to be a weaker East as well. So that makes Tatum look a little bit better. And I feel the voter fatigue of, Nikola winning so many, they'll go, well, somebody else has to win it. We just can't keep giving it to the same bloke. And that's where Tatum, it becomes interesting because he's also improved on last season. So he's looking better and he's obviously playing good as well. So I think Tatum's probably the shout.
Now, the thing that sort of opens up the door for the MVP race, I guess, is the race is going to be a bit shorter or smaller than it usually is because so many people are going down. Yeah. I think so many people that could have entered that race are probably going to be too injured. Yeah. Embiid, for example. Now, Ja Morant, I think a lot of people were saying he could win it this year because, they were so bad last year. It makes the big jump in record makes it look like it's all Ja, Yeah. He's probably going to be injured. Guys a lot of stars are going down. A lot of stars are missing games. That's why I give so much credit to like Nikola Jokic. He plays so many games. You never hear about load management with Nikola Jokic. And like you just see, and I feel like if he does load manage, it's not his decision; it's the team's decision, and he's probably sitting. He's probably not caring, to be honest. But like he's probably going to go ride horses or something. There's a lot of people injured right now, dude. I hope for these players to have good health. You know what I mean? And I think the players, with all the rest that they're doing, they're trying to force the league to shorten their schedule.
Do you think it should, like, I know, like, it fucks with, like, every stat and every, like GOAT status, but, like, 82 games,
It's also, it's not just, and the reason why the NBA won't do it, it's not fucking up with stats. This is the last thing. They're losing revenue from 12 to 20 more games a year across all the teams. So you times 30 by 20, it's a fucking big number, bro. You know what I mean?
Like, I don't know. I just think 82 is a bit like, well, there's always this conversation, is 82 a bit too long? But like, it just seems every year it's just more and more and more, and the game gets faster. And I feel like I'm talking about NRL right now, but you know, we saw a UCL injury. You see that in baseball. You see that in other sports. Not like with Emmanuel quickly right now, but you just get an injury. Like all these stars are getting an injury, and it's not even the age. You know, obviously age plays a bit into some of these players, but you're seeing injuries with players that are young, that are usually older people injuries, and it gets to a point where it's like, well, come on, we need to like get a quality product going. When, like, what do you think in terms of is there a chance they should reduce in number of games? Like, it's just so much.
It depends on what frame you look at it from. Should they reduce the season because players are getting injured and, you know, as you said, like these younger, yes, like obviously they should do that from a medical POV. But as Fred said, money talks. That's like, it is a business. And historically, 82 seasons, players don't end up dying or anything. Like, they do get through it. Load management is coming into it more and more. It's becoming a strategy when you play your players to, you know, get to the playoffs. Like, as a Knicks fan as well, like you look at the Knicks last year, like our playoff run was ruined because of injuries. But at the same time, you sort of like, it comes down to load management. If our coach didn't play our vets and our starters so many minutes, that's part of the strategy of the modern NBA, and it adds another entertaining element. So I think from a money point of view, they won't. Like, there's no chance they will. But I think medically, they probably should, Yeah,
and I also think that it gives players a chance to come back if they get injured early in the season. I think that's a thing that people they overlook a lot. Like, let's say you're Paolo Banchero and you break your foot, you know what I mean? And in a 70 or a 60 game season, you're not making it back in time for playoffs. You have no chance to make a run for the playoffs. It's just an absolute write-off of a season. That still happens in 82 game seasons, but you're going to be more likely to miss playoffs because your player got injured. You're going to be more likely to not be able to come back for finals or for the playoffs. If you get injured middle of the year, you know what I mean? Like, I think that's also a thing that people have to look at is, there might be more injuries, but it gives them some more time to recover before the finals. Like, how many times do we see teams be precautionary with injuries, timelines, because they have the ability to do so? Whereas if you're playing on a 60-game season, you're going to see more people getting rushed back for playoffs, and they're going to get injured more because they're getting rushed back, or they're getting rushed back to make the playoffs because they need wins. Like, imagine Embiid, he comes back after 10, 12 games, gets injured for 20. All right, he could, in an 82-game season, he could take another 10 games off and then lock the hell in for the last 40, 50 games. But if he's playing a 65-game season, dude, he's out. He's missed the first 10, plays 10, misses 20. He's got 20 games to make finals. He's coming back earlier than he should.
Let me reframe the question then. Then should they lengthen the time in season so there's less back-to-backs, like less, not traveling, but, you know, less or more time between games?
I think
there's a world where they can remove back-to-backs altogether.
There's surely a way, there's surely a way they can schedule it.
Scheduling,
If you schedule, there's like 15 to 18 back-to-backs a season, I think. Like, dude, you stretch out the season 3-4 more weeks, another month, you get rid of back-to-backs.
But then is that an issue if you're making the season longer, then the players are playing for longer, then that reduces the length of the off-season, and then that's sort
what
of
the
an issue,
players are going to like, the fact that their off-season is shorter.
Yeah. But then they're also playing for longer. Like they're playing the same amount of games, but for a longer period of time.
Yeah. So I think, it's a
balancing act for the NBA.
It's a bit weird. Like I think if they extend the final, here's the thing where the money thing. If they extend it, then they're probably gonna have to shorten 7-game series to 5-game series in order to compensate.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be an insane amount of revenue that they lose.
But they're gaining. Oh, they're not gaining revenue.
Their revenue is
longer,
made in playoffs, bro. Because all of this shit about load management and longer season, it all goes out the window as soon as playoffs come.
Yeah.
People who don't care about the regular season, they care about playoffs. So they lock in when it comes to playoffs, man.
Yeah. No, you're right.
All right, now the next talking point.
No proper segue into that one. Just straight
into it, bro. We waste no time here at nothing but net, mate. Let me tell you something, bro. Bronny's in the G League, sucked in. He dropped like 6 points with like 5 turnovers.
5 points,
and he shot like 12% from the field. Keep him there for all season. Don't even promote him back. Just keep him there, please, brother.
Just bring him back for one last game, like the last game, just so I can pop a multi off.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, unders, everything unders. But here's the thing. The awful coaching, he's going to have to find somebody else to pick on now. Even though he was giving him some credit, shout out to awful coaching. What a channel. What a creator, bro. But yeah, he was feeding his family for generations. Absolutely grilling Bronny James.
Bronny James is content, to be fair.
He is content.
He has a weekly segment on our podcast.
Is there any other
this is the last segment we're giving you.
Is there any other 55th pick other than probably what did Jokic get picked? What was his
during a
he was in the second round during a Taco Bell commercial? But is there any other this low of a pick that's gotten this much screen time? Because
Isaiah Thomas, bro. That guy was the 60th pick, little midget. And then he was the NBA's beautiful story, bro. He was like Linsanity, because I think he got drafted in 2012. He was Linsanity after Linsanity, bro. Because everybody loved Isaiah Thomas. He had no haters, bro. Little Isaiah Thomas. How could you hate a guy that's 5'8", bro? How could you hate a guy that's 5'8"?
Did you see the Bronny James?
You hate on me pretty much. I'm 5'8".
There was a Bronny James fan account.
You deserve the hate. and by the way, we have a score to settle, mate. This bloke's been talking mad shit, all right, saying that he can beat me in a 1v1 on basketball. I'm rehabbing a torn ACL and meniscus, and he's still talking shit. And he still doesn't think he can win. He just wants to score 5 points and he'll think that will be good. A guy that can't play defense right now.
A guy that's played more basketball than me. It doesn't matter if you're on you have more.
I can't move, and you're still going to lose 11-0.
Are we going to do that? Surely that's some content.
We're going to do this.
We'll go film it.
Listen, I've been back on the court for the first time, doing some light stuff. Next time I go, I'm inviting Flax. Even though it's 40 minutes away from him, he's going to come. And
where is it? Because I'll come and film it. That's content.
That's content. Wetherall Park, bro.
Wetherall Park.
Wait, lock it in.
So we're going to lock it in. I can even give
Fred
him some time to
Flax.
train. I could give him some... Okay, I could give him some time to train, okay?
Put your house on, Fred.
Definitely put your house on me.
Did you see the Bronny James fan account on Twitter have a go at Ja? It was last week because LeBron scored on Ja Morant and did the too small. And then Grizzlies won. Ja Morant went back at the highlight with it was like a gritty L gif. And then a Bronny James fan account was defending LeBron. It's he's not even defending Bronny. He's defending Bronny's dad. Cringe.
Ja also said that he doesn't like us.
Yeah.
Because we knocked his ass out of the playoffs a couple of years back.
Yeah.
And man, if we had Anthony Davis that game, they're getting absolutely torched.
Yeah.
Right? Zach Edey is not stopping Anthony Davis, bro. AD is built different this season, I think. And I think he's second in fantasy, bro. In terms of points per game.
So in terms of points per game, so I can go on averages here. Just give me a second.
Elevator music.
Elevator music. So here we go. So it goes on average. It goes AD second by just 0.2 behind Giannis.
Fred
he was injured. I know fantasy, right? That's why I'm not trading Jalen Brunson for Austin Reeves. You're not going to fucking.
You're talking bad about my trades.
You have to understand. I know that I'm fleecing
understand
you.
the game, bro.
No, I just don't want to get fleeced.
Fantasy player that's 0-3. in panic mode,
I'm
and you're
not in
in
panic mode.
denial
Look,
that you're in panic mode.
Look. If
This
we want to
bloke
go,
is-
if we want to go over the
he's
history
he's
of our
sending
fan,
half of his team in trades to like the people in the bottom of the leaderboard,
Bro, every night on the Instagram chat, who wants to trade? Who wants
He
to
literally
trade?
put.
it's a trading
Dude, he
league.
crashed out.
Because you're making it a trading lead by trading.
I'm not the only.
He crashed out and wrote this on Instagram. All right, he crashed out and wrote this on Instagram.
Well, I cop too much for the.
Okay, bro, I just want a trade done where I don't get fucked. Right underneath, bro, this motherfucker is sending me OG Anunoby and Kawhi Leonard for Embiid. Miss me with that shit. That's what I said to you. He's in response to him whinging about getting fucked. He's trying to fuck others.
Out of context, that sounds
And
horrible.
I need you to understand, why is anyone going to want to trade with you when you're whinging about getting having trades where where you just don't want to get fucked? Why would somebody want to trade with you then?
Well, this one.
Don't try and shift the
trying
blame.
No, I'm not shifting blame. This one
You
doesn't
lost to
trade.
me. You don't
This
get
one
it.
likes his team. He's
Oh, look,
the
can I-
only guy
literally-
he lost to was me.
Can I give you
In
history
the
on the
first
league?
week, and that was before my
No
big blockbuster
team
trade that changed
that
my
no
team.
team in this
What
league
trade?
that has.
What trade?
I did one with Lawrence and got like all this crazy depth, and that's when I started scoring heaps.
Who did you trade to Lawrence?
I don't even remember.
Yeah, okay. then
I
shout out to
got. I
Lawrence.
remember who I
Wasn't that big
got.
of it.
I got like Hero or Hero.
Oh, you have Tyler Hero.
Yeah, he got like 80 today.
I know, he did
Kobe
pop one.
White, and then there was someone else.
Because
and
he
I
didn't
gave
like
him.
Bulls players.
I gave him
You
like
gave him
one
Jared
dude.
Allen.
Yeah. I gave it. Yeah, I just sent him nobody because he was just desperate for a trade. And I was like, okay.
He doesn't like
there you
Bulls
go.
players.
Yeah.
That's why I know
I
he doesn't
fleeced
like
him.
Tatum. He doesn't like Tatum more than me, so I went to trade for Tatum,
Yeah.
and he accepted.
Yeah.
And I was
You
shooting
can
good
just
for
fleece
Tatum.
him,
So
bro.
it
I
still
wasn't
can't
really a
believe you
fleece,
got- I
but
still can't believe
it
you
was a
got
good
a
trade.
beast.
Yeah. I was very happy with that.
Anyway,
Sorry.
boys, hot take now. Next, straight to the next, because we're always going to go back to fantasy because that's our thing right now. And we haven't seen each other in 2 weeks, so we're
'Cause
definitely
Flax was-
picking on Flax, okay?
Because he was ducking me after I beat him.
Yeah.
Oh, look,
I haven't even played fantasy
just-
before. It was my second
It's just
week.
rejuvenate. Look, no team that has ever gone in a winning record you're 3-0.
I'm 2-1.
Not too much.
I'm also 2.
I'm only 3-0 because I'm not. I would have beat Gary if I didn't trade for Quickly that week.
Yeah.
But I did because I saw the opportunity for the long game. Now, hot take quickly, boys. Are the 76ers in trouble and are they making the playoffs?
They're garbage.
This year.
Next.
Are they making the playoffs?
I think they make the playoffs. They're looking play in at the moment. They're like genuinely struggling. Obviously, Embiid only just came back. He's now got to ease into it. So I feel like surely that gives them a little bit of a boost. But at the same time, I think, they're going to be one of the disappointing, underperforming teams this year. I think they get into the playoffs, but maybe through the play-in. Like, surely they get in, right? Like,
I
have to, but-
I don't think they get in.
Really?
They have their big three. It's Maxi, PG, and Embiid.
Or Maxi's out at the
Maxi's
moment.
out at
None
the
of them
moment.
have played a game. They haven't played a game.
It
yet.
sounds like the Brooklyn Nets all over again with the big three. You know, like I don't think they go anywhere without all three of them. And you know, as much as like PG can play, Paul George can play point guard. You know, I just don't without all three of them. And I don't see a world where all three of them play enough games together.
Yeah.
Without one of them sitting out.
Yeah.
Whether it's Embiid missing a back-to-back or Paul George getting special treatment on load management or just Maxi getting injured. You know, I see him missing the play-ins completely.
You can't spell Philly without two L's.
And I think I'm the total opposite of Flax. I think that with two of them being healthy, especially if it's Embiid and Maxi, they can because they did it last year. They didn't have a third star last year and they made it. I think the East is incredibly weak.
Yeah.
And half the teams are arse. And I think they will make it.
That's what helps.
What
their
is it? Like
case.
a 5-5 team on the West is
It's
like
like
11th,
fourth seed,
and then a 5-5 on the East is third seed.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
But that's obviously going to change soon. I think they're going to rack up a lot of wins mid to late season, and they'll make the playoffs. Like I think they'll be like the 5th or 4th seed at the end of it all. Maybe the 6th seed at the lowest. I don't think unless there's a major injury where someone's missing the whole season. I don't think they're missing the playoffs.
They should get in there.
Yeah, and I think if the fact that they're 2-7 or 1-8 or whatever right now, I think that's only gonna like galvanize them to lock in a bit earlier than other teams. And I think guys like Embiid, they're gonna have to play in big minutes, and that's why I accept that trade. I'm like, the more they lose now, the more I'm going to get out of Joel back end of the year.
Yeah, but the more minutes he plays, the more susceptible he is to injury.
Yeah,
And
but
he's the
That's a big
He's
word
alright,
for you,
bro.
mate.
Oh yeah, I got it
Susceptible.
off.
Far out.
That's a big name.
never
It's a big
heard
Allen
name.
Iverson helped me with that one.
But yeah, I think he's gonna cook, and yeah, he's more susceptible to injury. But I'm banking on it.
Hopefully they miss the plus, though, because that'd be funny, because screw Philly.
Yeah,
I
that'd
hate
be
Philly.
funny. You want
Who do you hate
haters.
more? Do you hate Philadelphia or Boston?
Honestly, at the moment, probably Philly.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think it's a bit more of a rivalry.
Because they're next door neighbors.
Yeah.
Fair.
Where
they're only
Celtics
an
are like,
hour away.
would be better.
Isn't the Nets?
Yeah,
next
they
door?
are. But like, depending on where you are,
Mate,
in
that's
New
not a
York,
rivalry.
I think
It's
it's
not a
like-
rivalry if we're always winning.
Yeah, that is true. And plus, it's like, it's like a half an hour difference.
We got a little alfalfa.
No, yeah.
I'm sorry. We got a little alfalfa.
But no, yeah, New York and Philly are like, across all sports as well, are the bigger rivals. And then Boston's next.
No, that's fair.
New York.
That's fair.
All right. Well, we got a team that's 12-0 right now. The
Crazy.
Cavs.
And who would have seen the Cavs being like a 12-0 team?
They're so well
Not
balanced,
me.
but nobody's ever picking them to be 12-0.
No way.
They might be like the worst team undefeated through 10 games ever.
They give me like the reminder of like the Miami, just a bunch of friendly people coming together and they somehow do really well. They've been crazy. Garland, Mobley, they've just been well like that. Jared, the thing they've had an issue in the past is with Jared Allen and Mobley, and they seem really well balanced in terms of minutes and working together now. Like they can coexist, and that's an issue they've had in the past. But they've seen 12-0. No one would have put their money on that.
I didn't even
Absolutely.
think I had Cavs like that high in the playoffs. Like I just didn't see this coming, to be honest. Maybe that's on me,
I
but
think they're a really bad matchup for a lot of teams, bro. If you like scoring on the inside, you're going to struggle with them because the Twin Towers, and even if like the Twin Towers are hard enough to deal with, but like Mobley on his own there is very hard to deal with too. Then they got some really reliable scoring options
yeah.
off the bench and starting. Like they're a real matchup nightmare. If they can just find a way to get like a good like small forward, then they're sweet.
Like they got the
Yeah,
76ers tomorrow, and they're going 13-0 in my opinion. I don't think the
Yeah, I
76ers,
think-
especially if Embiid doesn't play. Like I think Embiid might play, but the 76ers have been terrible this year so far.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be. I think it's fair to assume they're gonna be 13-0, but I'm definitely putting money against them because the odds are gonna be too
Yeah.
good every week.
Oh,
now.
absolutely.
And they're going to lose eventually.
Yeah,
Well,
they're
what?
gonna lose at some point.
76
How far do they go?
pull up their draw. Cause
So
like,
the-
who
so
do you
their
think beats
draws-
them next.
They
They're-
got two easy games.
76ers, Bulls, Hornets, and then the Celtics. So that Wednesday, the 20th of November game is going to be a
that'll be
really
cracker.
They're gonna
interesting
be
game.
mad because that's who they got knocked out against. So
Yeah.
keen to see how they go.
And surely, like, they should be able to win all the games and then
I think
be
they-
undefeated for that game.
Yeah.
Which
No,
would
I'm
be
not gonna
hectic.
lie. I just feel like the Hornets will get him.
Really?
The Mellow Ball man,
Your boy.
and he's in a flaxy week too.
LaMelo Ball.
It's a
The
flaxy
LaMelo Ball
week.
beat the Celtics twice last year, bro, and they had everybody. So don't.
He's the
And
number one
guess
LaMelo
who's gonna
Ball
come
fan.
back
bro.
in that game? Guess
Who?
who's gonna come
Who?
back in that game? I'm calling it. Mark Williams returns. They're
Mark
finally gonna have a
Williams,
center.
bro, he won't play another game.
Questionable / doubtful / probable legend, that bloke, bro.
Slash
His
bench
status is
warmer.
never active. It's questionable, doubtful.
Day to
you know what I mean?
day.
He
Day
just
to
lives
day.
on day to day, bro.
That bloke, bro. That guy was in questionable for like 30 games straight, and I was just had him sitting in my IR, bro. But I reckon they're gonna get him. You heard it here first.
There you go. Clip that
Alright.
up.
NBA Cup.
Look,
NBA Cup.
it's here.
Anyone else sick of the ads? Or is that just me?
What
If like, for the NBA card, if you watch the NBA, just every ad, it's just they play the same ad over and over. about the
ESPN
NBA.
I'll
kind
watch
of gets
on-
to me because
Yeah.
it's just the same
It's
like
on
4
ESPN.
ads
Yeah.
over and over and
Yeah,
over.
I
again.
saw.
again.
I
I'm
don't.
sick
I don't
of
really
it.
like. Yeah, I guess I don't really have my league pass this year.
Yeah,
wink,
fair.
wink. So, I've just maybe and plus I'm always doing something else when like at the same time as watching the NBA. So I can always just mute that.
Yeah,
I just
fair.
mute the ads
Yeah,
to
yeah.
be honest.
That's
I'll do
valid.
something else.
Yeah.
But NBA Cup, all right, was pretty fun last year.
Yeah.
My team won it, of course. 'Cause
At
it
first, I was
just
a bit like, "What is this?" But then, as it goes on, you sort of understand. I actually like it. I think it's
Look,
a great
I was gonna
concept.
say-
I think
no-
it's a good idea, man.
No one, like, obviously we didn't have the podcast last year, but what do you guys think of the courts in terms, like, it looks like an NBA 2K court, you'd customize on yourself,
Dude,
but
some of them are hectic.
some of them are
Some are
really good.
hectic,
Some of
Some
them
are
are.
absolute wank.
The Knicks one's just orange.
The Celtics.
The
one,
Celtics one with the, like, floorboards,
Bro,
yeah.
terrible. terrible.
That shit
Yeah.
looked like it just looked disgusting, bro. Like I think
It's hard to look
it
at.
hurt my eyes a bit, eh?
Have you seen the Seinfeld meme where it's like, are you familiar with Seinfeld?
course.
And it's like it's like Jerry being like, "What's going on in there, Kramer?" And he's like, "It's the NBA Cup, Jerry." And it's got like the red light on their face because the courts are so bright.
Yeah,
it's good stuff.
It's it is. I like this spot because they're trying to make it more appealing to watch, and I do love the different court designs, and I think they should have multiple court designs throughout the year. You know what I mean? Like I think it's I think there's untapped potential there, definitely.
Well, they do. They have like I know the Phoenix Suns and the Nets have their like alternative court every so often, but as you said, it is untapped potential. What I think. I love the NBA Cup, and I like it because it's actually competitive. Like players give a crap about differential, and especially the younger players, because there's like a prize for every player.
Yeah.
So those players that aren't on the biggest deals, like they're trying their hardest, and you get to see more of the like more heart. It's like the G League, like you see heart and actually people giving their 100% and all because they want to win that prize. You know, the Pacers were one of those teams last year.
Yep.
I don't know why he likes the NBA Cup.
Why?
It gives him a chance of winning something. As a Clippers fan, they still won't win because they're allergic to winning.
I just like how it incentivizes.
Look at him, he's
games.
gonna have a cry.
Like we're talking about
We're doing well, bro. Like, come on.
low standards.
500 is well.
Look,
Low
and that is
standards.
without Kawhi, man. You add Kawhi, and now with Norman Powell because he's been able to develop himself outside. He has the most 20-point games this season out of everyone, I believe.
It's just
After 10
a
games.
Flash in a
It's
pan.
not a flash in the pan. Norman Powell.
It's the flash in the
Bro.
pan. Remember Dennis Schroeder? Tim was trying to trade him for like Jalen Brunson and shit.
No.
All right. Remember Buddy Hield? He was Buddy Hield was fourth in MVP voting.
Bro, Norman
Flash
Powell. Norman
in the
Powell.
pan. Flash in the pan. As soon as Kawhi Leonard comes back, that man is going to go back to averaging a decent 15 a game.
And that decent 15 is all he's going to need because we're going to have Kawhi Leonard back who can actually win us games in the clutch. You know, we've lost 3-4 games, but wow, I can't believe that. We've lost 3-4 games by less than 5 points. Don't doubt the Clippers, bro. They're coming. They're going to be in the playoffs this year. I'm telling you now.
There will never be a point in my life where I don't doubt the Clippers.
Win a game against us, man.
Anyway,
Last game I went to the Lakers Clippers. I watched that game live and we beat you. So
Good for
win
you.
a game
Now,
against
what's the all-time
Last
record
year.
again, bro?
okay.
Doesn't matter.
All-time record.
It doesn't matter about the
And-
all-time
and-
record. It matters
and
what happened last.
when
What'd you do last?
and
they
then
won
when
the NBA Cup last year.
Exactly. Okay. And guess what? If we just had the NBA Cup banner, that would be more banners than they've earned in their whole fucking existence of their franchise.
You watch, right?
Clipper. They moved out of Staples Center / crypto.com arena and they had to take a grand total of 0 banners. Have you retired anyone's jersey?
They have more bad logo changes than they have banners.
Yeah.
You should be able to win a banner.
I don't
if
even
you
think they've
change the
retired
logo.
a jersey. I don't think there's a
probably
player
not.
that wants to have their jersey retired by
None
the
come to
Clippers.
mind.
I don't actually think Chris Paul want his jersey retired
Yeah.
from that team.
Surely Suns. That's where he hit the 3, isn't it?
Yeah,
The big
the
three.
three. The 3
The
cut the
three.
bleed down
You know-
to 42,
You
bro.
know the one I'm talking about.
Of course, mate.
But yeah, on the NBA Cup, the thing I like about it is it adds excitement to the early games. It's such a long season and you have to wait, for the end of the season, like sort of around the All-Star break for games to mean more. But it adds, you can be watching just a random game on a random Wednesday and it actually matters and it means something. That's what I like about it. I remember putting the game on today. It was against Philly, so usually I'm up for that game anyway, excited for it. But the fact it's an NBA Cup game, I'm let's go. This is, we're playing for something. So I like that sort of vibe of it.
I find there's a lot less blowouts as well. They're they're actual interesting games to watch, So
And the way they do put the teams into whatever
the groups
usually they're putting good matchups as well.
How do they? Because they explained it last year. I can't remember, but how they do it based on ladder or where they placed on the ladder last year, so it actually matches up on teams that are good versus other teams that are good.
Yeah.
So.
But
that's good.
All right, now I got a question for you. Does winning NBA Cup change anything in terms of MVP voting?
No,
Anything
not.
like that? If Jokic gets the 4th seed and then wins the NBA Cup, is this man winning? Is that going to be an
Look,
added
you can't
accolade?
take that
It's
into
this will not affect LeBron's legacy at all. Winning the NBA Cup. And because did he get the Finals MVP for that too? Like,
I don't even think there is a Finals
I
MVP
think
for
there
them.
is.
Nah, I don't think there is.
And I think if it was, it would have gone to Anthony Davis because he just torched Miles Turner.
I mean, to be fair, did Michael Jordan ever win an NBA Cup? No.
But if he was in the NBA when there was an NBA
Yeah.
Cup, hell
Yeah.
he would have won it.
But it's
Tournament
like,
MVP being LeBron
it's
James.
sort of hard to put that towards MVP because of the format, it's just like regular games.
Yeah.
We're like, I don't think.
Because there's
think
regular
they-
season
they
games, but the
want it-
finals are
Yeah.
actual like non-regular
Yeah, I know.
season games.
Yeah.
They want it to. I know the NBA wants it to be something that is a major talking point in those conversations. I think it will become that one day.
Maybe.
when with a bit more fine tuning and people caring about it more.
Well, the more the NBA Cup happens, the more people are buying into it. Like definitely this year compared to last year, it's more exciting. So I,
think
feel
it's
like
good.
give it 5 years and yeah.
I think it's good that they're trying to do stuff like this.
Oh,
but
100%.
Like as I said, you know, you had teams like Indiana Pacers playing out of their mind. Like that's when Halliburton was at his best last year, and
Alabama.
yeah, he's not. Oh, he's actually played a few good games recently, but you know, you have those smaller, like especially players on smaller contracts,
Yep.
giving more of a like
Yeah.
effort in those games, especially coming off the bench because they want to win.
Yep.
They actually give a crap about regular season games where, you know, like all these other players, just because the 65 game rule came in, they didn't really care about the early season games. It was all like load management until the end.
Yep. 100%.
yeah, sweet. Now, the last couple of points. We got a nice little matchup today. Steph versus Klay.
Oh, how good was that?
That was mad. What a sick game, but I was
Yeah.
watching it sort of 50-50 or sort of like at work and stuff. But what a mad game. Steph gets one on like up against his old teammate.
Yeah.
Klay finally discovers the feeling that everybody else has had to feel when they versed Steph and Curry.
Yeah.
And that shot was just clutch. He was locked in.
He scored
bro.
the last 10 points.
He was
to win the
locked
game.
in, bro. And
Yeah.
the shit he was saying in front of the camera, that guy
Oh, he was
mega.
giving
Bro.
it
I've
to
never
the-
seen him more locked in his life.
I've never seen him
was
so emotional.
He was reminding me of Delhi, bro.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? He was reminding me of Delhi, putting his body on the line for that shit, bro.
He gave the
fully
camera
invested.
a mouthful. He was
Bro, that guy was getting like domed in sweat, lad. That camera, in saliva, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I feel bad for the Mavs, bro. Their last 3 games, literally to the last possession, and Kyrie has missed 1, Luka's missed 2. Luka's definitely like still. Like, it's no doubt in my mind that he's the number 1 guy on that team, and he thinks that, and the team thinks that, and he's just missed the last 2. But the last 2 game-winning shots he's taken have been a bit crazy. Like, very long range. Probably could have had a better option, but yeah, people are legit bashing him on social media. Like, they've forgotten like how clutch this guy is. I think the guy's allowed to miss a couple of shots, but it's just the shots that he's taking. Like, he makes them, you freaking don't even realize he's taking a shot like that.
Yeah.
When he misses it, he looks like an idiot.
Yeah.
So, but that was a hectic game, man. Klay said, man, now I finally know how everybody else felt. Copping it from Steph and Curry. And Steph's been playing out of his mind the last few games,
Yeah,
man.
he has.
They've been surprising as well, losing Klay, bringing in Buddy Hield. Like they're going, I think 7-2 as well. They're top
they're
3
in
in
a
the
good
West
spot.
right now.
They've
They've,
only versed like 2 good teams, 2-3 good teams, but still.
but like
yeah.
to have that
You
record,
can only beat like what you're
Who
playing.
you're
yeah.
playing, exactly.
you know, so they've been really well. And to see Klay come in and then do his like hit the back of the what's it called? I can't even.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, I can't find the word for some reason. But yeah, just to see him back at home, and he didn't cop anything like from the fans. Like it
I
was
want to
really
give a
What do you
shout out
mean,
to
bro?
Golden State because they were so facilitating and like played into the return, and they had like all the staff there like welcoming him back and just I think they were playing montage and stuff.
Yeah,
It's
it's really
nice to
nice.
see teams do that thing instead of like hating on a player that's
Yeah,
left.
yeah.
The
Yeah.
guy
Like
spent
welcoming him back. Yeah.
12, 13 years there, bro.
Yeah.
Like, they're
He's a
treating him
legend.
like that. And
Yeah.
you love to see
But
that.
it's good
But
that
you
they're
know
doing
teams
it.
that do, so you're very happy.
Because like teams don't always do that, and they don't have to do that. So to see them do it, I think it was really nice, and also built hype for the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
apparently, I just want to bring up another game that happened today. I didn't actually watch it or hear too much about what happened, but apparently the Miami Heat cost themselves the game after calling a timeout that didn't
They
exist.
did a Chris Webber.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was
They
I
did a
didn't
Chris
see
Webber,
that.
bro. When you run out of timeouts and you call timeout, it gives them a technical free throw, and that was the difference in the game.
I've lost games of 2K because
Spo
of
was
that.
seeing them celebrate, and he was like, nah, I'm not going to let these guys... Call time. He calls timeout, and he realized as soon as he called timeout that they didn't have timeout, and then it was a tech, and then they won off that. So Spo, not his brightest moment, not his greatest moment, he chucked a Chris Webber, and that moment is literally known as a Chris Webber, because Chris Webber did that in the NCAA finals, bro. So, and they remember him for it. But yeah, and of course, shout out to the Bucks. They're missing their best player, Thanasis Antetokounmpo. Their record without him is absolute trash. I know the man's injured, but they're missing him and Chris Middleton too. So hopefully the Bucks can get Chris Middleton back. Maybe they can just get Thanasis to just be like a cheerleader. You know what I mean? Just to give him.
Maybe
that
he should
inspiration.
coach him. He can't be worse than
He'd be better than those two, mate, because he'd be telling him to do some basketball stuff, not telling them to. Salute.
Well, I've got to ask, out of 76ers and Bucks, who's more likely to make the finals?
76ers, I reckon.
I think the Bucks are. Actually, nah. Because 76ers have Nick Nurse.
Yeah.
And
Somebody that's actually made the finals and won the finals and like isn't like mid.
Yeah.
and with the Bucks as well, like, do you think there's a chance Giannis gets traded this year? Or even, Middleton, not Middleton, but like anyone, like Giannis hates it there.
He's not getting
He's
traded
not
this season.
happy. I saw a photo of him, like he wasn't even sitting with the team. He was sitting on the opposite side.
I wonder if
People
he does a
look
LeBron and trades everyone else.
People look into the Giannis thing too much. Like, he's not LeBron. He's not the one that fired his own coach and traded all these players away. He's not LeBron. He doesn't have that, like, he could have that much influence, but I think he just plays. All right,
I feel like he's starting to switch.
Because I think he's getting fed up
That's what-
with the decisions that his front office have made.
100%.
The same thing, like LeBron's first stint, he got fed up with the decision his team was making.
Yeah.
And you could see the tempers are starting to flare. I think they're going to make a last-ditch trade for someone to try and get this team winning.
Yeah.
And then when they don't win, I think in the off-season, that's when he's going to ask to be traded.
Yeah.
Well,
But he's not getting traded mid-year.
I think.
Yeah, okay.
Is he on his last year of his contract, or he's got?
I just feel like
got many years
if
left.
they don't start winning, like he'll want.
He's going to go to the Heat.
out.
I think he's going to the Heat.
Yeah.
Heat.
Yeah.
I don't see him staying if they're losing.
Yeah, I think
You can the tempers are just flaring.
Because a few
Him and
years ago
Niggas and
when
stuff.
they won it, like he was like, "Oh, I'm back for life," but like
Yeah.
you just don't see that. Like even that's a slight bit of that mentality anymore.
Yeah.
It's just really.
it's very hard to trade him because it's very hard to make the salaries match up in the middle of the year. But the off season, when a lot of players go off contract, it's a lot easier to make the money match up. Yeah. But yeah, I think we're definitely going to see him get traded. I think he's going to go to the Heat. A lot of people are suspecting that he's going to go to OKC via trade because of the assets that they have. But they'd have to give up Hardenstein for it to work. And they just signed the bloke. He hasn't even played a game yet. So
Did you see somebody linked him to the Knicks? I'm like, how would
wouldn't
they facilitate that? It made no
he's going to get
sense.
linked to the Lakers too because
true.
we're the Lakers and you're the
Yeah,
Knicks. We
yeah,
get linked to
true.
everybody. He's going to get linked to
The
the
media,
Warriors because
yeah.
they're a major fucking franchise now.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think he's going to want to go to a cool city because
The Clippers.
he's been stuck in Wisconsin.
He said a cool city.
He said a cool city
In
and
LA.
a cool franchise that's actually won something.
LA's a cool city, bro.
Why would he leave
Yeah, Lakers.
the Clippers of the East to go to you and become the Clippers of the West? To still be worse
At
than
least the
Lakers.
Bucks have won something.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. But yeah, the Clippers mid forever.
Oh, we have a cool arena. We have a big screen.
Cool arena, cool owner.
We have the best arena.
mid team.
Best arena.
I just mocked you for saying
team.
that.
Yeah, I know.
They
And
think
I'm-
that's,
keep
that's,
digging that hole.
that's not a bragging right, bro.
It is.
You know what a bragging right
You
is?
built this crazy arena and it's still not Madison Square
And it's
Garden.
empty and it's got no banners.
You just wait, boys.
like-
You just
it's
wait.
not even
You
the
got
best
no
arena.
aura, bro. You had
That's
the
it.
second
That's
best,
the thing.
You had the second most aura in a you still have less aura than Staples Center / Crypto.com arena.
You can build
You have less
stadiums,
aura.
you can't build aura. That's what it comes down
You can
to.
build stadiums, but you know what the Clippers can't build? A championship winning team.
Yeah.
Anyways, enough Clipper bashing for one day. For one
Enough
day.
flash
We're
bashing.
gonna wrap it up here. All right. And I'm gonna say to you guys, the viewer, salute, like Darvin Ham does.
Drop in the comments if you made it to the end.
Salute.
And-
Salute. And we're going to be locked in weekly, and we're going to be locked in with the Clips, and we're going to be locked
Not
in.
the Clippers.
Not the Clippers. We're never going to be locked in. They're never locked in. That's why they were asked in the bubble.
Flax
because they just
promised
couldn't lock
3
in.
clips a week, so keen to see
The
what
Clippers
he turns
fan,
out.
he does all the clips, so 2
I
to
don't
3
think-
clips a week. He's
Alright.
going to cook.
That's
So
why he goes for the Clippers. He likes making clips.
Just
everybody salute and say salute at the
but
same
before
time.
we
Let's
do
get-
it, just before, like, just small thing. Quick. Who's the NBA Cup winner? Who wins the NBA Cup?
Cavs.
Celtics.
Cavs.
Salute.